Hello, I'm Pamela Field, and I've decided to create a series of videos that will be called Chats About Things That Matter. And these will just address everyday issues that maybe we're contemplating or thinking about and don't really seem too important, but I think perhaps they might be more important than we are aware of. So today's theme is the way we perceive our sense of time. How many times a week do we find ourselves saying, I would love to, but I don't have enough time? Time has seemed to accelerate in an exponential way over the last years. It seems as though right now 1 month is equivalent to 3 weeks. And all of this gives us a sensation of anxiety, stress. I can't keep up, I can't get it done, it's overwhelming me. What happens is the mind creates our reality. The mind is not bound by a physical body. The mind can move very fastly, very quickly. And what's happening is the body has to keep up with that pace. We have to get there on time. We have to get it done. There's a deadline. We're all stressed out because of this. It has us moving horizontally from point A to point B constantly. And this creates a situation where we're living superficially. We don't have the time to delve into our experiences, our encounters, our lives. So I would like to make a proposal. What happens if we create a situation where we are aligned vertically? And here what I refer to is our mind, our heart, our solar plexus, and our womb working as a team, as a committee, collaborating. So this has several benefits that I'd like to explore. First of all, if we were living like that, being consciously connected to our womb, our solar plexus, it gives us a certain depth of being that will allow us to move through our world in a vertical manner, as one solid unit, instead of a mind with a body trying to chase after it. It will allow us to explore and access the instinctual and the intuitive aspects of our nature. Quite often we make decisions and we evaluate things, of course, with our mind. It's logic and reason. We need this, we do it that way. But what happens if we add other factors such as our instinct and our intuition? Then we have a more global view over the theme at hand that will favor the possibility of making better decisions or a more clear and complete analysis of whatever situation is at hand. I'd like to share probably an experience that many of you may have had. Let's say your best friend has a new partner. She or he has been talking about them for months and can't wait for you to meet them, that this is probably their life partner. They're so compatible. This person is so wonderful. And finally, the day comes when you meet your friend's partner, new partner. And within maybe 10 seconds of meeting this person, you feel a sort of thump or a thud in your womb or your solar plexus, and kind of a vague feeling going through your body saying, I'm not so sure about this person. Or something isn't quite as it seems here. This would be just a really small example about how this information can be transmitted through your womb or your solar plexus. Now, when you have decisions pending, for example, let the mind do all of its analysis, then close your eyes, address yourself to your womb or your solar plexus and say, give me your feedback. Tell me what you feel or sense about this decision. Is it a good one or is it not? Maybe you get a red light as if it were a traffic light saying, nope, no way, do not cross, do not go there. Or maybe a green traffic light that says, yes, go for it, it's the right decision. Maybe you get a feeling of anxiety or density or heaviness, and that might be your womb or solar plexus saying, nope, not the right decision. Or maybe you get a feeling like a fountain or joy or expansion, where your womb or solar plexus are saying, yes, that's the one. So once you get the information intuitively and instinctually and combine it with what your mind and logic and reason say, you have a more global view of the situation at hand. Living aligned vertically will also allow us to move with our own natural pace and rhythm. A lot of the reasons we're running so quickly is because of the demands and the situations and the expectations of people and our events in our lives. It takes us out of our rhythm. Moving vertically will allow us to fulfill all our tasks, arrive on time, etc., but in a much more whole and relaxed and centered way. This way we're not getting entangled in other people's problems and stories. We help them, we can talk to them, we can communicate, give advice, but we are in ourselves. We're solid, we're whole. And living that way will have a nice side benefit, which would be it will slow down the feeling that time is devouring us. It will alleviate that to a certain extent. Because we're not bound by that sense of time. We're bound by our own body's timing and rhythm. The next theme I would like to address is that I think sometimes inadvertently we end up concluding that, for example, I am the sun and the whole universe revolves around me. Metaphorically speaking, of course. So it's obvious. I mean, of course, I am living the world through my perception, through my mind, through my feelings, and therefore I am the center of my universe. But there is a factor that maybe we're overlooking. Our existence is not exactly set up that way. There are waxing and waning moons every month. There's sunrises and sunsets. There are the seasons that just unfold during the course of the year. There are stars that have their cosmic path across the skies. And we are just a part of that. We don't even understand all of it. It's so immense, but we know we are a part of that. And if we consciously place ourselves in that huge sense of cyclical and natural time, that will just wash over us and slow us down and connect us to a sense of time that is more harmonious and peaceful and enjoyable. Of course, we'll continue to live our world according to our calendar and our clocks, but it won't have such an intense effect on us because we're connected to that as well. So that's another suggestion. And the third theme I would like to discuss, which I think is very, very important and comes as no surprise, is the fact that we are living in an extremely technical world or era. Artificial intelligence, all the social media platforms, the iPhones that change every 2 years and have to be updated, our Facebook, our Instagram, we're checking on a constant basis. It's a bit overwhelming. And I think we're all flowing with it because it's something new and we want to incorporate it into our lives, and it has huge benefits, undeniably. But I think at this phase, we need to question how we are using all of this. Because there's a force that I feel personally is pulling us in. The algorithms have us checking 2-3 times a day and reviewing the same information, the same stories, like programming us with that same message. And there's something thrilling about it. I don't know what it is, but there's something absolutely addictive to go back in and have this stuff. I show my interest and then it comes back to me to show me more of what I'm interested in. And on it goes, pulling me way over there when my life is happening over here. The Instagram and the Facebook. Wow, is it so important how many people look at my post? Is it so important what everybody else is doing? Yes, absolutely. It is an amazing networking opportunity. It's an amazing opportunity to promote whatever it is, or our work, or our passions, or our talents, whatever that is, whatever they are. But once again, it's all moving so fast. I don't even think the technicians and the scientists know where all of this is leading. We need to be in control of how we use it, because all of this affects our sense of time, how we move in our world. And the technological aspect, there are Native American communities, philosophers, psychologists, who are all becoming concerned that either now or sometime in the future, all of this technology is dehumanizing the human being. It's turning us into something else. What that is or will be, we don't know yet. But it's taking away certain human qualities and factors from us. I know several people who were extremely upset because their partner sent them a note on WhatsApp saying, "I no longer want to continue our relationship." End of story. We no longer need to call anyone and speak on the phone. We send a WhatsApp, we send an email. Sometimes I think, I don't know, but I imagine pioneer times, a family living in the middle of Idaho or someplace in the Midwest, and all of a sudden, isolated, and all of a sudden one day they see a person walking towards their home or galloping in on a horse, and how excited they must have been to see, who could this person be? What stories can they share with us? What have they seen in their lives? And the thrill, the passion, the excitement to discover what this person has to share with them. I think we've lost a sense of sacred communication. And all of this is bringing us down a path that is going so fast and aligning us with a sense of time that is extremely detrimental and maybe even dangerous for our health and well-being. I'd like to share with you an image that comes from the Hopi Nation. The Hopi are Native Americans that live in northern Arizona. I think they're one of the Native communities that still reside on their ancestors' land. And they are respected for their prophecies, which have been proven to be very consistent and reliable. And this particular image is called Prophecy Rock. I'm going to put this up on the screen right now. What the Hopis say is that the prophet or the visionary or the seer who came up with this image 1,000 years ago and etched it onto this particular rock was indicating a decision, an extremely important decision that humanity would have to make in the future. I've watched videos, I've investigated a bit about this particular rock and the Hopi, and I've seen videos of Hopi elders referring to this rock and referring to the time in the future that it was referring to. And these videos were recorded. One was in 1978, the other was in 1980, and on both occasions, the particular Hopi elder said it's talking about our current times. So imagine now, the year 2025, we're deeply into this decision, this need to wake up and be aware and decide. So if you see, the bottom path shows plants, a human being walking with a staff, connected to the earth, peaceful, life continues, harmony, connection to nature. The upper path has a zigzag line, a jagged line, all of a sudden that kicks in one moment. And what both of these Hopi elders mentioned in their video is that jagged line refers to an acceleration of technology in the human life. If you see, there's an image of a diagram a drawing of a human being on the upper path that looks like it's in different pieces. It's fragmented. And this perhaps also refers to the dehumanization of a human being due to this technology, this technological era. And it's a warning. That zigzag line just goes up and disappears. The line on the bottom actually extends all the way around the rock. It continues. So one might say, well, you know, I eat well, I meditate, I do yoga, I exercise, I'm good with people. I'm surely, absolutely, I'm on the bottom path, I'm on the good path. But it's very possible that unbeknownst to ourselves, we are on the upper path and are just not aware of it. And that's where how we use technology in our life is the question. So I encourage everyone to just, as we go through our day, check in, see if the technology is controlling you or if you are in control of how you use it. Because, once again, it pulls us completely out of a sense of natural rhythms and timing. We're stuck in a calendar that has 28 days every February, maybe 27, depending on the year, 30 days, 31 days. This is not in any way whatsoever connected to any natural rhythm. So we have to make a little bit of an effort to redefine how we perceive time, how we live it. And these three suggestions are just themes that one can reflect upon and maybe apply little aspects of them to your life so that you can slow down and capture all the nuances, all the discoveries that are escaping us because we're moving too quickly. And I would even venture to say all of the magic that's just all around us, but we're just moving too fast and we're not grabbing it. So I thank you for your time and your interest, and I welcome you in the next few weeks or the next month to the next video. And the theme will be the power of the spoken word. So I wish you all the best, all good things. Slow down, breathe deeply, connect with nature, and enjoy. Thank you. Bye for now.